Hello, everyone. My name is Erika, and I want to officially welcome you to the Root and Rise YouTube channel. I created this space because I realized something very powerful. Our mindset, the way that we view the world, our perception, the way that we process experiences can absolutely shape our entire life, right? But here's the truth. Every thought that goes through our mind, every projection starts at the center of who we are, which is our core. So basically, your identity, your wounds, your self-worth. If those components are still bleeding, your root is pretty much unsteady. And here's the truth. You can't rise on shaky ground, right? So I'm going to use a tree as my example to give you a visual for those of us that are visual learners. I know I am. So when you picture root and rise, think of a tree. Its roots are buried deep into the earth, right? They're hidden. We can't always see them, but it doesn't mean that they aren't working. Those roots are absolutely essential, okay? As those roots grow deeper and bury further into the earth, the tree becomes taller, it becomes stronger, and it becomes much more stable. And its branches can reach higher because its foundation is secure. However, there's always a flip side. If those roots are weak, if they're unstable, or if they're starting to rot, the tree can't stand tall for long. And it doesn't matter, how much sunlight it gets. It doesn't matter how much water is poured onto it. Without healthy roots, the tree will eventually fall. And so root and rise pretty much works the exact same way, right? If your root, which is your core, is shaky, your rise will not sustain. I'm going to give you an example. I think this is probably one of the best examples that I was able to curate while creating this. So, mindset and perception. As we know, both of these components shapes our reality, okay? So, if you believe that everything is negative, that becomes your world, that becomes your reality. But negative perception does not just stem or appear out of nowhere. It usually has a root, maybe from, childhood wounds. It could be from neglect. It could be from some sort of abandonment or other unhealed pain. And that is where root and rise steps in. We pretty much go to the source. We heal the root, and once the core shifts, not only does your perception shift, but also your reality shifts. So I'm going to explain exactly how I know that because I've lived it. I'm still living it. I've been through seasons where my root was shaky, times when I let unhealed wounds guide my choices and decisions, and it cost me dearly. Whether it's in relationships and opportunities, even my peace. That's a non-negotiable. But of course, we've all been there in some way, shape, or form. But when I finally started healing at the root, going deeper into who I am, that even meant discovering who I am. Now, what I just said, discovering who I am, I'm going to touch on that a little bit more at a later time. Right now, I just want to kind of introduce myself and just kind of go over the intro as to why I began Root and Rise. I started facing my shadows and pretty much learning to rebuild from within, and everything inside around me began to shift. And that is when I also realized that you don't have to stay stuck in cycles. You don't have to live in survival mode. Healing your root unlocks your rise, literally. That is exactly why I built Root and Rise, to encourage you to step into the fullness of who you are, not just on the surface, but from the foundation up. This is about healing. This is about alignment and transformation at the core. Here you will find real talk about identity, shadow work, alignment, and self-awareness. I will share mantras with you, practices, and truths to help you ground yourself, rise into wholeness, and fortify your mind so that you can sustain the life that you are building. This is going to be exciting. This is a safe space for growth, for honesty, and for rising together. Because when your root is strong, your rise is inevitable. So, if you are ready to stop patching over pain and start building real growth, you are definitely in the right place. Every week, I'll be dropping new videos and mantras designed to challenge you, encourage you, and to remind you that you are not alone in this journey. Okay? And I just want to also state that this is absolutely just the beginning. Next, we will explore the foundation. If you've ever wondered why certain cycles keep repeating itself, or why things you try to build don't seem to last, please stay tuned. So my first full video will be all about our foundation, which is our structure. And what makes our foundation strong, what makes it shaky, how those cracks form within the foundation, and how to make sure your rise does not sink into a sinkhole. The deeper you root, the higher you rise. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and rise with me. But before I end this video, I do want to share a mantra with you. It is Root and Rise with Erika. I honor my root. Let me back up a little bit. My root. I honor my past, but I no longer live in it. I no longer live in my past. My roots are strong enough to hold me. My rise is I step forward with steady confidence, ready to bloom into everything I was ever created to be. Take that. Let that be your guide for the week. And I will see you here next week when we discuss our foundation.